Okay, I am at Revamp in downtown Los Angeles, and this place does reproduction vintage clothing. I'm so excited to go in and talk to the owner. This place is sort of like stepping back into a time machine, as you can see. Now these are all reproduction vintage clothes going all the way back to the early 1900s up through the 50s. This building here in downtown Los Angeles is just absolutely amazing. And I'm going to come over here and talk to the owner and creator of Revamp, Anna Marie Von Furley. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for taking the time to, just show me your amazing shop here. First and foremost, I'm so intrigued by what you do. You recreate, vintage clothes here at Revamp. More about that, but first and foremost, because I'm in the tour industry and I'm a tour guide, after seeing what you do, I was like, this girl probably has some pretty cool stories. Do you have a good tour story for me?
I do. Actually, it was in a building. It happened in a building that was not this one.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Another building that I was in 2 buildings over. And it was about 8 or so years ago. And I got a call from Saturday Night Live on a Thursday afternoon.
Wow.
And they said to me, can you make some costumes for us for Saturday? Well, logistically what that means is that I would have to ship on Friday, which means I would only have like 1 day to actually do it because I wouldn't get the fabric until Friday.
Right.
So I said, well, I can do it as long as you get the fabric to me by first thing in the morning, like 8 a.m. So I actually have the whole day to make the garments. So I get to, we make an agreement, and then I get to work really early, and 8 o'clock comes around, which is when I'm expecting the fabric and all the measurements to be delivered because I can't do anything without them. And at the time, it was for Amy Poehler and Kristen Wiig, and Amy Poehler was pregnant, and so they couldn't just give me stock measurements, like her body was changing every day. So
Oh, wow, okay.
I do have the most present or current measurements for her. So 8 o'clock comes and there's no fabric, and then 9 o'clock comes in and there's no fabric, and then 10 o'clock comes and there's no fabric, and I'm starting to freak out because the cutoff for FedEx is 5:30, so it has to be like boxed by 5. So like my window of time to do it is like shortening it with every second.
And you haven't cut anything yet.
No, I can't do anything. I don't have the fabric.
Wow,
I can't make
okay.
the patterns because I don't have the measurements, and so then 11 o'clock comes and nothing, and so like at 12 o'clock the package comes. And then at the time, that particular day, I only had one other person with me. And so, we pull out the fabric, we pull out the measurements, and we're grabbing patterns and not fabric, but pattern, because we have to adjust the patterns to make it for these women because they have to be custom. So
Right.
we're drafting these patterns, and then we're running over to the table, and I have her cut, and as she's just feeding me, I'm on the sewing machine, so as she cuts, she cuts the bodice front, and she gives it to me, I start doing the dart, she cuts me a bodice back, I start doing that, and then she gives me a sleeve, and so she's just sort of feeding me as I sew, and she's cutting because there's 2 dresses that have to be made in this really small amount of time. And so we finally get everything packed up. It's 5 o'clock, and we're running to FedEx, and we just scooch in 2 minutes before the cutoff. And then they got the package in the morning. They did the rehearsals, and we got to see our clothing on TV.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Do you remember what the skit was that the clothing was in?
Yeah, it was a game show, and the 2 women were supposed to be LDS women, so the fundamentalist Mormon church people. So they have a special way that they dress. So it was very specific to them.
That is
so they
awesome.
They couldn't go down to Walmart and buy it. It had to be made. And at the time I was a person that was knowledgeable about these particular types of costumes.
So you in a hurry, you helped make America laugh.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And it was all happening behind the scenes and nobody knew. I'm going to reach into camera and give you a high five.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, cool. All right, so on a separate note, obviously Hollywood is your customer, but I come into the shop here and you've got all this amazing recreated vintage stuff on the racks that you can buy, but also people can come in and just say, I want that, and you take measurements and you recreate it for them.
It's true. So I have a ready-wear line that is 1910 through 1957 for both men and women. And then I also can do everything made to measure, and I can also do custom work. And I've had people come from Chile and New Zealand and Switzerland and Germany and the UK all come to shop here. And in addition to like the people who can't come, they can send me an image or an illustration or a movie still or a photograph of what they want made, or even it's a composite. Like I like the sleeve on this, I like the bodice on that, I like the skirt on that, and I can like Frankenstein a design together, or I can do something completely custom. And I don't even have to have them, in person. I can have them send me their measurements, and then I do a mock-up and I send it to them to fit. They send it back, and then
Wow.
it moves into final fabric. And so it's all possible. I mean, I made custom suit jackets for people that live in New York or England or whatever. I made gowns for people that are in New Zealand, and so yeah.
So cool. I'm just fascinated because this is so much fun. What an amazing place to come play like dress up, at. So thank you so much for your story. I saw your website too. I think your prices are just amazing for what you do. So I mean, it's very reasonable. It's affordable. The look is amazing. I mean, this stuff looks like you'd step out of a time machine, but it's all reproduced. You're an artist. I'm so impressed. So I'm excited to share this story with people. I'm excited to get people down to the shop. I'm gonna just encourage my tour guides to get people down here just to go shopping. And if you're in downtown Los Angeles, you have to come check out Revamp. This is a special place. Also, we're going to be doing another video with Anna Marie a little bit further down the road, and I can't talk about it too much, but it's going to be just as cool as this, and it's going to involve toys, right?
Indeed.
All right, so we'll be seeing you again?
Yes, indeed.
You're so cool. Thank you so much.